Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Master of Puppets Talking Nerdy. Actually, that was pretty stupid.
That was amazing. No, it was amazing. You almost looked as good as, the real thing.
Welcome back, guys. Dressed like this in tribute to Eddie, R.I.P., amazing guy. Hopefully you've seen season 4, volume 2 of Stranger Things, because this whole thing is going to be spoilers, and you'll lose some people in this one.
Some people. You lose a person.
Well, you lose another person for a minute, I guess.
Yeah. I had an issue with losing him because he came in as such a strong character.
He did, yeah.
And he turned into like a fan favorite. I didn't
instantly
like losing him that quick. I understand the other characters, but he just came in like it was an awesome guy. It was just cool that he came in and everyone hated him for not knowing him. Yeah,
right. His whole storyline is him like defending himself. Like the whole town hates him. Like it starts off with the school thinking he's a reject and a loser, and then there's a murder in town. Chrissy, the quarterback's girlfriend, which is a cheerleader, ends up dying, and then the town just thinks Eddie Monk. Is that his last name? Monk?
That sounds right.
Or Munson?
Munson,
yeah. Eddie Munson, they think he killed her. So now everybody is after him. And so this whole season 4, he's not standing and fighting his case, which makes it look worse. He's running away, and that's kind of the theme, which ultimately is his hero arc. But he spends the whole season running away, hiding from everybody, and everybody keeps stumbling down thinking that he's the murderer.
I just don't think he had a chance even if he did stand and fight.
I don't think so either.
Because the look of him just against the quarterback and the cheerleader. I mean, he had no chance.
And that he was a drug dealer.
Yep, drug dealer.
So they're instantly like, okay, he's a bad guy.
They seem like the coolest drug dealer ever.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. Plays D&D.
Yeah, plays D&D.
Sells drugs by day, D&D by night.
I mean, yeah, I just wish we really got to see his character develop a little bit. I mean, he not develop, just
100%. I think he would have done like more awesome things in season 5.
Him and Steve and what's the other kid? Dustin, yeah. They're just, how.
Did you like that dynamic?
Yeah, that was just beautiful.
Because it almost became like a pissing contest between Eddie and Steven.
Mm-hmm.
Or Steve, I mean.
But they respected each other so much.
Yeah. Like both of them saw Dustin as like a little twerp until they realized that Dustin has like another friend.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh. But I'm still cool, right, Dustin? It was an amazing season. I hope you guys watched it. If you didn't, literally just watch it today, whatever you're doing. It was amazing. We dogged on it a little bit in one of the previous episodes when we were looking up the budget. Because thus far we were like, where are they spending all this money on, right? It was on the last 2 episodes.
Yep, it pretty much was. There was a lot going on in the last 2 episodes. We dogged on it because the beginning was really slow.
Yeah. And it didn't feel like a Stranger Things season.
No.
It started off very horror.
Yeah.
And ended horror, but it did come around to Stranger Things.
The end of it, I was very happy with the end. Hold on, I just want to get into it. My favorite part is how they use that song and Eddie's songs at the very end, or at the last episode. Though that song, I didn't like that song. I didn't really care for it, whatever. You know, the song that keeps playing in her head.
Oh, the running uphill, whatever.
The running uphill, the way they did it in the very last 5-10 minutes of the show, or the whole season, was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Really good.
They they cut it. They they played a little bit, cut it, showed a scene, and then kept going with it. Oh my gosh! And then, Eddie playing in the
Master
down.
of Puppets, the greatest metal show ever. Oh man,
in that world, yeah, for sure.
In that,
in the world,
man, those bats got a free concert. I would have loved to have been there.
They just wanted to touch his body.
So can I? Yeah, right. It's just a bunch of fans just reaching
pretty
up.
Much.
Let me touch.
They weren't actually trying to kill him.
So as much as I love Eddie, and as much as I love to see his character turn into a hero, can I just say that his death was pointless?
Yeah, he could have kept running.
He could have kept running. So his death was so pointless because they were already in the trailer. The bats were getting in, obviously, and they were defending it and whatnot. Dustin goes through the hole back into the real world, and I know why he did it because he thinks that the bats are going to go up in there.
Aren't they going to?
Well, here's the thing. Vecna has seen literally everything. He's
Obviously.
connected to everything.
Mhm.
That hole that goes to our world is covered in his little tentacles.
Mhm.
So he can see that there's an opening there, and he never
Attacked
was like,
it.
hey, I'll just crawl through it or send my bats through it. Or
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know if they physically can unless it's like a gate or something. Like I don't know if this is like an anomaly hole that they can't pass through.
But why can't they pass through and everyone else can?
I
And that's a
don't know.
good point. If he's all-seeing, all-knowing, pretty much is what he claims to be.
Right. But then say that, okay, so the bats can travel through, get through it, you, Eddie and Dustin, and then just start stacking a bunch of stuff in the real world over that hole.
Yeah.
Make a little bonfire with that hole.
They could stop it pretty much because they built the fortress on that trailer.
Yeah.
I'm sure they could build like a trap on the outside, so if they did come through, it'd be like instant death. or
Collapse
whatever.
that crappy trailer down, Just
Yeah.
keep stacking stuff over it.
Flip the trailer over.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Right? I would
don't
just
know.
set it
No,
ablaze.
I see what you're saying. He did have a pointless death. But I think they just wanted to prove that he stopped running.
Yes. That was the big thing.
And that's going to show something to Dustin. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, his death was pointless.
Which sucked because I did love his character.
I did the whole time.
And they
whole
gave
time.
him an impactful death, but it
Mhm.
was just like, I wish they gave him like a necessary death.
Yeah. And I also got the feeling that I know how all three areas were connected.
Right.
But did it even matter? Because really, it was only it was all
Kind
about
of.
11.
It was. So
If
the shotgun scene with Nancy is why it mattered.
why?
So you have Hopper in Russia with.
So what did he
with a
do?
sword.
Did he just distract it? Because not really.
No. So part of that hive mind, which is the mind flayer, which is connected to Vecna,
Yep.
gives him his power, was in Russia.
Yep.
It escaped and it went to the demigorgons. And so by slaying all of those and killing off that section of the hive mind, it's weakening the whole hive as a collective. And then you had Steve with his Molotov cocktails, just blasting him with
Yep.
fire, and then Nancy with the shotgun shoots him out of the window.
Yep. I thought Steve was going to hit him with the axe, though.
I did too.
I was
hoping-
waiting for the
yeah.
axe shot to the head.
So a couple things. So the sword in this, the sword that Hopper's using is the Conan sword, and in one of the rooms there's like a Conan poster. So that sword that Arnold Schwarzenegger is holding.
And okay.
Yeah.
So okay. I was a cool looking sword.
Is a cool looking
I
sword.
picked it up.
Yeah, there's a lot of tributes in season 4 of Stranger Things to other movies. There's a lot of Star Wars references. There's a lot of obviously Michael Myers references.
That was cool.
A lot of It references. Stephen King.
Popping the balloons.
The popping of the balloons with blood. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Didn't think about that till just now.
Yeah. And so with Vecna, every time there's a lot of times where when he's interacting with somebody, he does this like slow little head turn, and that's a Michael Myers move when he's about to kill somebody. He'll just turn his head, and then he's going into action. There was also our favorite crazy karate guy, not Yuri. What's his Murray?
Love Murray.
Murray. So there's a scene when they're over there in Russia, when they're in like the laboratory area. He's like, I've got a bad feeling about this. That's a Star Wars reference. Chewie, I've got a bad feeling about this. The director was like, he wanted the vibe to be, I forgot which Star Wars movie it was, but he wanted it to pretty much be that. So with Luke getting training from Yoda and splitting early to go help his friends, that was the same thing with 11 getting training. She wanted to leave early to go help her friends. You had Murray saying that line. There was a couple other ones in there. The guys who made this show, I don't know if you
Are big nerds?
Oh, big nerds.
The new movie nerds.
The Duffer Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
So they are going to be. There's a new thing on Netflix that they're teaming up with Stephen King on.
Oh.
And the book is actually in Stranger Things that this new show is going to be.
Yeah,
Talisman.
Lucas was reading it at the very end to her, Max.
Yeah. And so those guys are teaming up with Stephen King to do the Talisman is going to be the new show on Netflix.
Oh, I won't watch. I don't like scary movies. I get scared. I don't like scary
I
movies.
mean, if they keep it like Stranger Things, it's not too bad. I don't think it's too bad.
I mean, I've seen some Stephen King movies, and they kind of scare me.
Right.
Some. I mean, not really. Not really.
There's just so many nods in this season, which is just crazy how they were able to cram that all in. But yeah, I loved it. You had the sword, Molotov cocktail, you had a shotgun, and you had 11. Everybody's just like doing their part to take down Vecna.
What's his name? Argyle?
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah?
He's one of my favorites.
He's that ending scene.
Which one?
So they're all done. They're at the 11's cabin, and Hopper shows up. And that was such a cool little moment.
It was.
She goes in, uses her powers to close the door, but leaves it open 3 inches. And Daddy comes home, and that's the first thing she says. I left it open 3 inches, and it's just like, oh, they're reunited. You get to see Hopper reunited with 11. It's great. But no, so right after all that, so Argyle ventures off, but. So 11, Hopper, everybody comes out. 11 gets to see Winona Ryder's character, Joyce, and it's been a very long time. They hug. Well, the kids are standing off to the side, and they're like, what's Argyle doing? And he's over.
Oh, yeah, picking mushrooms.
Picking mushrooms.
That's right. Oh, man. He's just, I don't know. They put a lot of comedy in it, and it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
It was good. Still don't understand Jonathan with Nancy.
That was weird.
It's very weird.
Yeah, because obviously that whole time she's getting really close to Steve Harrington again.
Who I love.
And then right at the last moment in that cabin scene we're talking about, Jonathan's there and he's just like, are we good? She's like, yeah, it's just complicated, but we're good. And then they don't. Steve walks by in that same shot.
Yep.
And there's no like passing glance like, hey, meet me later behind the bleachers. Right? It's just kind of like, no, we're good. I had fun with Steve, and now I'm back to you, Jonathan.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't say I don't like Jonathan. I just really like...
I don't like Jonathan.
He's weird. He's weird. But Steve's just awesome.
Yeah.
He thinks he's so cool, and he's just...
Keeps getting proven wrong.
Every time. He's like...
But he did have a big slice of humble pie in this, because in this season he talks about that. I think in the last couple episodes.
Yep.
Yeah. That... He's kind of like found his roots and like who he is,
and which is a good thing. It's a good thing for everyone in life to be humbled and shown who you really are. And it's not all about because he had everything in high school. Yep. And then after high school, he didn't have anything. And then
he's always fought that like he always says like he doesn't like hanging out with these kids because he's their babysitter. He's always driving them around all over the place. And then in that car ride with Nancy, he's just like, I keep having this dream where we have 6 kids. He's talking about the other cast members. Yeah. So little Steve's becoming Daddy Harrington.
Daddy Harrington, yeah. All right. What other characters?
Yeah, everybody kind of had some moments in this. Max obviously went through hell and back.
Yep.
She's the other character that dies in this. I do want to touch on another character. So Max's situation was pretty crazy. They toyed a lot with who's gonna die in the last couple episodes. Everybody had like a redemption story almost. Yep. And some of them were so heartfelt. It's just like, oh, it's gonna be this person.
I knew Dustin wasn't gonna die.
No,
Dustin can't die.
You can't kill Dustin.
Dustin.
He's probably the only one that's safe, and 11. Yeah. Yeah. But Max, I was like, so before the break, I was like, they're not gonna kill her. And then when we came back, I was like, she's getting really close to death.
She's gonna die.
So I was like, it very well could be her. And she does end up dying. And when she comes back, what's pretty crazy is so her eyes are glossed over. Her consciousness is there. She's talking, but she's telling them like, I can't feel anything. I can't move. And 11 goes back into her mind and cannot find Max. It's just a black void. And so I think she's attached to Vecna somehow, like maybe a part of her escaped, but I think she's in there. And this is just a theory. I'm just going to run wild with this, so take it with a grain of salt. But I think in season 5 that's going to play into helping take down Vecna. Part of me hopes, so remember what I was saying, how every time Vecna kills, and they reiterated it in the season, every time Vecna kills, that person's with him, inside of him, everything about them. I hope she finds all those other kids from the program inside Vecna, and like she's like, hey, I know how to escape, let me help you escape. Right, whether they're just in like his little mind fortress, maybe they can never fully leave because their bodies are done.
Yeah.
But maybe
Okay.
they can help take over Vecna and tear him from the inside out.
That's, yeah. So, yeah. No, yeah, they could help tear him apart because, yeah, she's probably attached to him somewhere.
Yeah.
Because he did that ritual, and the ritual went through because she died.
Yep.
But then she came back. Did it not complete, or did it just stop? Was that what his whole plan was, just to open it up?
Well, that part of it worked, and I love how they did that. So it's season 4 of Stranger Things. Every time he kills, the clock struck 4 times. Yep. Right. He needed 4 deaths, 4 gates.
I didn't catch that until they pointed it out to me.
Yeah. Right. The 4 horsemen, which create the apocalypse. Which, after all of this happens, Hawkins looks like the apocalypse.
Yes, it does.
The town's just ripped apart, giant gates. And you get that confirmation that
storm cloud's coming.
That's the confirmation, because you get the same red lightning that you get in the Upside Down, and the ash is falling.
And now it's starting to turn into it.
Yep, the flowers and stuff are wilting away. And, oh my gosh, it was just beautifully done. But yeah, and then the other crazy thing is, so the other character I wanted to talk about was Will. So that bus scene. When they're with Argyle, they give Mike the poster. 2 things actually. Gives Mike the poster, and he obviously painted it. It's Mike with his heart armor and all that crap.
He's the heart.
He's the heart, and I was like, oh, okay, this is gonna be his coming out moment. Get ready. But he lied to Mike, because in it he says he brushes it off as 11 kind of commissioned him to paint that. And so he's like, yeah, this is 11's idea. She actually commissioned me to paint this for you. Gave me all the ideas. In the very first episode, when Millie's 11's narrating the whole thing, telling you what the characters have been up to thus far, she talks about how Will has been doing a lot of painting, but he'll never let me see what he's painting.
Yeah.
So he lied to Mike. He painted it for Mike. Obviously, there's some affection there. They're tiptoeing around it.
And he was telling him.
We can all pick it up, though. Yep.
What?
What?
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Got a lot of heart.
He's got a lot of heart.
But the other side of that is at the very end. So in the bus, he has that breaking down crying moment,
when he's like trying to pump him up, but he's actually talking. When he's talking about 11, he's talking about himself. Yep.
And he's talking about how he feels like an outsider. He's different. Yada yada. And obviously that kind of plays in with everything else we were thinking. He's just got strong feelings for Mike. But then at the very end, Will is talking about how he now knows he is and has always been connected to Vecna since he went to the Upside Down in the first season. That he always thought it was the Mind Flayer, that he could hear the thoughts and everything going on. But he can feel and sense Vecna. So when the Upside Down comes up to our world, he has that little spidey sense moment with his neck hairs.
Yep, he felt it instantly.
Yeah. So he is like, it's almost like he's a Horcrux for Vecna. Right? A little Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, yeah. That's good. Yeah, he is Yeah, so everyone Vecna touches. That's why you think Max is associated with him too now.
Definitely.
She's a Horcrux too now.
She could be a Horcrux, yeah. Something's weird with Max, though. Yeah, she just... To go into her head and just... there was nothingness. She's somewhere, and I think she's attached to Vecna. Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of characters in this. We get to see the end of Dr. Brenner.
Finally.
And I will say, even though he's a bad guy, he wasn't wrong. He wanted to keep 11 in that facility because she wasn't ready.
But he was wrong, because if he didn't unleash her, it was going to happen a lot quicker. What's the world if you got nothing?
Yeah, she doesn't have Mike anymore, but she'll find somebody down the road. There's plenty of fish out there.
There is.
Yeah.
There is. I mean.
But yeah, you see that battle, and she gets pinned. She gets, she's stuck in his mind fortress with the vines and everything, and it's Mike's conversation that gives her the strength to get out of it. But I think that's the moment Dr. Brenner was talking about. She wasn't ready to fly.
Yeah. So really, Will gave Mike Will's pep talk.
Yep.
To Mike.
Talked him up to talk 11 up. Oh man, so Will's like the heart of everything.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, yeah.
Will's wonderful character.
You know that was Will's heart on Mike's armor.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The dragon was probably 11.
It was. Probably. We just need to slay that beast, and then we can be together.
What if she's the bad person?
She could be. She could be. Maybe that's where we'll see her go in this last season. Man, I was watching a thing of Jamie Campbell Bower do his like his suit and makeup and everything. I feel so bad for that guy. That guy's got commitment.
Well, look at him.
Yeah, he deserves punishment with that
creeper.
face. He's creepy. He's probably on a registry somewhere. So most of these guys had like a couple hour hair and makeup. Jamie's makeup, well, every time he put that Vecna suit on, was 8.5 hours.
Hopefully they shot it all in one day.
I would think so, right? Let's just get it all done, and we'll figure out every other shot we maybe need on another time.
Starting
We'll
at
just
4 a.m. You'd be done at like 12:30.
Yeah. Dude, yeah. That would suck. But he was committed. He did it, and he did a great job. There was a couple little callbacks to previous episodes where, so in that ballroom at the dance, the school dance, that Max was a fond memory, which I loved that finale. I think that was season 2, because when they were dancing with Max and Lucas. When the camera was like leaving the school, it did one of those turns upside down, and the Mind Flayer was over the school watching. That was kind of cool to like go back to that moment with Vecna. But so Max is in that ballroom, and Vecna pins her up against the wall the same way 11 does to him in the facility. And then when 11 gets in there, she does the same hand thing to pin him midair and rotate him the same way he did it to 11 in that facility.
So they kind of reversed it, but then he was, and then he was just like toying with her, like, that's it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, he's just seeing how strong she is. And, yeah, but dude, amazing episode. That last episode, once Eddie picked up the guitar, it did not slow down. Like, it was just a wild, emotional ride. You're like, somebody's gonna die. When's it happening? Like, just kill Vecna. I was so like, my heart was racing. I was so invested into it. It was a good, really good episode.
Yeah, I just see characters, and I just, little things that like, go back up a little bit. Dimitri, his talk to that one guy, Yuri, I loved it. Yeah, just dude. A little stupid talk. Like, stop, you were a hero, just watch what these people are going to do, just help them. Stop trying to slow them down. Gosh.
'Cause Yuri's like, I don't know the Americans nothing. Yeah. He's sabotaging the plane or helicopter. And yeah, he just talked to him straight. Tiff just told me right before we started this, the original idea in Stranger Things was actually to kill Dimitri. And while they were recording, they were like, this character doesn't deserve that.
Yeah, because he's the man with no face.
He's the faceless man. You can't kill him.
And then I think Rachel told me that they originally wanted to kill Steve in the first season.
I think I remember hearing something about that, which I'm glad they didn't.
I think she told me, this is here. Yeah, she told me, which I believe her because she watches. Yeah, she said that he had to talk the writers into keeping him in the show.
Oh, wow.
So he does play a huge role, obviously.
Yep.
And I think they did a good job on that one.
They did. They would have made a better decision if they would have kept Eddie. Honestly, kill Robin and Jonathan. The show could be great without those two. I get she kind of balances out Steve when Nancy isn't there. But do we really need Robin? I mean, you got rid of Billy. Just get rid of Robin and Jonathan.
I mean, yeah, Eddie. I wish we would have seen Eddie all 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Just even as an outcast in the first 3 seasons.
Yep.
Just randomly doing stuff.
Oh, like a background character.
Yeah.
Just there
and then all of a sudden he takes off.
Yep.
That'd been really cool.
That would have been.
So like you hated him because of all the things you saw, but then you got to know him as well because we knew him too early,
I think you would have been a little more. I mean, I already am or was emotionally connected to his character and death, but I think it would have just enhanced that a lot more. Yeah.
I mean, which it's hard to pick out. I guess if they know what they're doing from season 1, it would have been easier.
Right. Oh man, there's a lot of people on here that I do not remember.
I don't recognize any of them.
Yeah. Oh man, Victor Creel's character, that was creepy with the eyes
creepy little
shut. Dude, yeah, it was good. That little escape from the facility was a cool little scene.
Where
Dr. Brenner died.
Oh yeah.
She was like just getting confident, her powers back. takes that helicopter down, destroys all the military vehicles.
Yeah, she was good. And then they show up at the right time. It was kind of cool how she was holding it and the guy was trying to shoot it, just shooting right around her.
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
So another thing, and I'm just, man, whenever I'm like in a show, like my mind just goes way beyond what I'm watching.
Okay.
So another theory, and I was talking to you a little bit about this earlier today. So the visions Vecna gives to Max.
Yep.
It's a lot of future scenes of Hawkins, right?
I remember you telling me this.
Yeah, and there's some scenes where it shows the clock in there, and the clock's counting backwards. And there's a lot of moments in Stranger Things season 4 where that grandfather clock is counting backwards, and everything that has been put in here has been intentionally put in. Like none of it's by mistake. I honestly think there is going to be something to do with like time in the season 5.
Okay.
Like somehow maybe they'll have to go back in time, and
but
it's a stretch.
Time's a tough thing to mess with.
It is a tough thing.
'Cause it changes everything.
Right, and it's Netflix. It's not Disney, so it's not like you can say it's the sacred timeline that got
can't.
screwed up.
Yeah, Loki's not in this.
Loki's not in this yet.
Although maybe he is.
Maybe Deadpool will show up or something.
Maybe, why not?
Yeah, but I don't know, like the clock thing, because it was such a significance in the show. When there was 3 people dead, there was a couple times that it showed the clock, the grandfather clock, and a clock somewhere else in the school. I think it was exactly at 3 o'clock, kind of signifying Vecna has made 3 kills.
I wonder if it makes you want to like start it. Makes you want to start the whole season. No, not season.
Do.
Whole show over.
Oh.
And actually look piece by piece, because usually what you've ever heard, I mean, you've probably heard this on a lot of shows, some shows. They tell you pretty much the outcome in the very first season.
Yeah.
And you just don't see it because you're not connecting what they want you to see. Because
you don't know what to look for.
No, you don't know what to look for.
Yeah. There's a lot of times before Max gets taken that there's like when she's in the bathroom, written on the wall by the mirror is like, "I see you, but do you see me?" And that's like a little thing that Vecna's watching. And there's also a scene in the school where there's, I think, Nancy again, but there's a tiger eye poster on the wall. And there's like just all these eyes and stuff that have been following her. Yeah.
Oh, and Nancy, yeah. Maybe she's tied to Vecna too.
She got that moment, right?
She did.
She was trying to escape, and Vecna pulled her in and was like, "Hey, I'm going to, I don't know why, but I'm going to show you how I kind of became to be what I am."
So, yeah, she's probably connected to him too. Because I'm sure, I don't know, going in someone's mind.
It almost seems like anybody that gets that close to him leaves or walks away with connected to him somehow. Yeah. Kind of nuts to see him as the traveler. Like so you got to see the beginning of the Upside Down a little more. He was like, explorer.
Yeah,
he was like,
traveler. That's right. That's right. You see the demi dogs.
Yeah, demi dogs and gorgons are everywhere, and he's just walking, and finally he comes across the Mind Flayer, and the picture that he and Will both drew as kids, pretty much exact same picture. He forms the Mind Flayer matter into what we know as the Mind Flayer.
I wonder what the Mind Flayer is just weird.
It is, but it's based off of a Black Widow, which is what Hector, or what was his name? Not Hector. Why am I calling him that?
Hector.
What was his? There was one. There's Vecna. Henry. Yeah. When Henry was a kid, they moved into the house, and he gets a love for spiders and whatnot, and that's what he made the Mind Flayer look like, was a spider.
Any characters you didn't like?
Any characters I didn't like?
Obviously,
it's got to be those two.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say those two.
Jonathan and Robin. Just didn't see a point for them. Everybody else stood out and was amazing. Murray was obviously amazing from his kung fu moment all the way to the end. Dr. Owens, didn't know if I was gonna like him or hate him, but he was a good guy. Dimitri, just loved him from the beginning because of his days on Game of Thrones. Yeah. I liked everybody. What about you?
That's a good question. Nancy bothers me sometimes because I just love Steve, and she would just be he's grown up so much. Like she even said, it's like she's getting close to Steve, so she kind of just bothers me because she's getting close to Steve, but I have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
My boyfriend.
Yeah. But she'll toy with the line and play with
and
them
like she's flirting with him the whole time, you know, talking like, you're so much better now. You know, I don't know. It just I don't know. She kind of bothers me. Loved Argyle.
Yeah, he was
Hopper
a good
didn't
character.
bother me. No, Hopper was cool.
Hopper was cool, and they addressed that he got skinny in this.
Yes, he did
several times because of his role on Black Widow.
Yep. Yeah, he was big in Black Widow.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the character list. Mike needs to cut his hair. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Lucas. That guy that was fighting him. What a little DB.
The quarterback?
The quarterback. Gosh.
But I loved his ending.
Oh yeah.
He deserved it.
Yes, he did.
And he was alive when that happened.
He was a freaking just psycho.
He was getting red in the eyes. He was on this wild witch hunt.
Gosh.
Just believed Eddie was satanic and all this, and gets the whole town to rally behind him.
Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, I hated him. I did not like that guy.
So while I was like so happy I was cheering in this moment. So so after the fourth death, Max is considered the fourth death, even though she comes back because of 11. So while the town's getting ripped apart and the gates are opening, it goes through the house that they're in, where you got Lucas, Max, and the quarterback. And
doesn't even get a name. Don't even give him a name.
I'm not even, yeah, let's not name him. But he's so Lucas kind of knocked him out. He's a little roughed up. The quarterback's laying on the ground in the background, and the gate just rips right through the flooring and rips right through it, rips him in half. And like as it starts, like you see him like, and then it just like dissolves away his abdomen, really cool. And he's done.
And but right before that, all the cool stuff when they actually started fighting back and forth, that winning, that music that was going. Oh
yeah, dude,
pretty. It was like that whole scene right before then, like that 5-minute scene when that song was going. That was just like, to me, that was like a trailer.
Yeah,
that was just going, and you're like, oh my gosh, what is gonna happen? It's just like it got you pumped up. Like, I do want to watch seasons 1 through 3 again.
I do too now.
I didn't do it before. I tried to, but it's just so slow.
It is, but
it makes you want to watch them again. And because season 5,
now that they've connected 4 to all the other seasons, it makes you want to watch the other ones.
Yep. They definitely were different before.
Yep.
And
Netflix did release a few days ago Eddie's scene, his guitar scene.
Mm-hmm.
That whole like 3-minute chunk, they just put that up on YouTube.
That's genius.
I watched it today. It was just like, oh, Eddie. Yeah. Erica, kind of a pointless character, but it is Lucas's sister, so whatever. But it's fantastic. Do you have any predictions for what we might see in season 5?
Oh man, well. No. I mean, obviously they're going to win. They have to. It's fan, you know.
But now you're going to have an entirely different season because they've hid this from dang near everybody this whole time. Now you can't hide this from the town. So
now what's going to happen is the military is going to get in the way, like they always do in these shows. And so the military is going to get in the way and prevent them from trying to help.
Probably.
Or trying to bottle 11 up.
Yeah. Because Powell's still probably going to think that 11's a threat.
100%. Right? And then they're going to have that secret agency within the government kind of hide her and use her as different ways. But then they're not going to let anyone else help. I think, here's what I think. I think for these kids to go through all this stuff, they are going to be the ones to win this, not 11.
Ooh.
And that's a bold prediction because she's done everything. Without her, obviously, it's nothing. Yep. But they are going to be the ones who actually...
I think so. Actually, I agree with you because I do think Max will, and maybe those kids from the facility are going to play a huge part in this.
Yeah, like I know they've helped before. Obviously, and she's the quarterback.
Yeah.
But I think they're gonna. I hope that they show that you don't have to have the superpowers to be the superhero, to be the MVP.
Who do you think is going to be the wide receiver, the guy that gets the field goal? The winning catch.
The winning catch or anything? Yeah. You know what? It's going to be Dustin.
You think Dustin?
Dustin.
That'd be a big moment because Eddie kind of built him up to that moment. Eddie was like, I'm graduating. You know, take care of my sheep for me. It's like a passing of the torch. Dustin's going to have his big moment.
Dustin's going to have the big moment. I think so. And I think everyone would love that. I don't think anyone would complain.
Nope.
I don't want it to be her. She's obviously all power to everyone else.
You know what's nuts? Dustin is the most knowledgeable and most like he knows everything about. He knows more about the Upside Down than a lot of the characters did at the beginning of the season. Knows more about like the types of characters they're going up against, like Vecna, the Demogorgon, all that crap. He is the least experienced inside the Upside Down until this season. He finally gets to go down in there. It would be weird, and he's not connected to Vecna in any way. He's not like Max. He's not like Will. He's kind of just as committed to understanding what all this is. He's the farthest away from Vecna, so it maybe does make sense because he's not going to be on Vecna's radar for him to make like the final blow.
He's going to be the one that has the anti-Magneto helmet, or the anti. What are they? What is it? What's Xavier? Not Xavier. What's Magneto is the anti, get in my head.
Yeah, so he wore the magnetic helmet.
He's going to come in with a helmet like that. They're all going to come in with helmets like that.
Oh, maybe. Right? I can see it. They've already worn tinfoil hats in one of the seasons. So maybe he does come up with something so Vecna can't get in his head.
Can't get in any of their heads.
That'd be pretty funny. I could see it.
I don't know. I think that'd be an awesome one.
Oh, dude.
But
that'd be cool.
I hope odds are it's going to be 11. But
sure.
I would hope that the side character, like she's down and out like she kind of was this time. Like that's what you're kind of hoping for, Like you want the small characters to win.
I'm kind of hoping. So they've built this up. So 11 is like 1. 1's like 11. I'm kind of hoping it's like a yin-yang thing where you can't have one without the other.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm kind of hoping when they get rid of Vecna, maybe
they get rid of
11,
her.
Right? Maybe
they kill
11
each
has
other.
Yeah.
She's the last Horcrux.
Yeah, right?
She is a Horcrux.
Could be.
She is.
Probably. So I'm hoping that's kind of how it ends. Is like maybe, Mike doesn't want 11 to die, but 11's like, I have to die. Like, I have to go. And so Dustin has to be the one to maybe kill her.
She's going to seal the
weaken
wall.
Vecna or something.
To seal the hole.
To seal the gates, yeah.
Seal the gates.
Oh, hey, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think I'm kind of hoping that's where it goes. Because they're ending it anyway, so who cares if she lives or dies?
Yeah.
So I kind of want to see them both go down.
And then Mike and Will can be together.
Oh, Will dies too. I'm just kidding.
I think the fairy tale ending is you can see the characters together.
The fairy tale ending will be Steve and Nancy.
Yes.
That'll get the fans happy because 11's going to die. Mike's not going to get his fairy tale
with 6 kids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to throw her in there.
Erica. She's taking 11's place.
She's taking 11's place.
Yep. She's the 6th.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. And they all drive away in Argyle's van, and it's a happily ever after.
So is Jonathan dead then?
Yeah, Johnny dies.
Johnny dies.
Sorry, John.
Does Murray die?
Murray, I don't think he will, man.
No.
He's good at karate.
He is. He's really good at karate. No, it's going to be a good season.
That does bring up a good point, though. You're probably going to see a lot of deaths in the next season. A lot of finishing.
I thought there was going to be more deaths in this season.
I did, too.
Especially I just felt it. It felt like it was the time. But I think next season they're going to lose, 3 or 4.
Yep. I hope Dimitri comes over to America. I know he's got a son over there in Russia. Yeah, but I hope he comes to America and helps fight the battle.
Mm-hmm.
That would just be cool to keep his character going.
Go up a little bit.
And Yuri's probably, now that he's like, oh yeah, I'm like this big bad military guy that helps save all my troops. He's probably going to be in the next season too, helping out.
Hopefully.
Yeah. What were you asking?
I'm just looking at the characters. Just looking at who's alive, who's dead. Robin could die.
Yeah, kill her.
Winona Ryder's, I don't think, gonna die.
Nope.
I could see Hopper dying.
It's got to be one or the other. It's got to be Hopper or 11. I don't think you could have both.
That's true. They're 2 of the mains. Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
right?
I think 11's gone.
Yep.
11's gone. I think Jonathan's gone.
Sorry, Johnny.
I do.
Yeah.
And I think
he's got it because it's got to end with Nancy and Steve. Yeah.
I think Yuri's gonna die.
Could go
but
down.
I think he's gonna go down swinging
Like a kamikaze pilot.
Yep. Like
sacrifice.
Independence Day.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What? Just fly into the force field.
Yep.
Sure.
Yep.
He's like, I got this, guys. I'm going in. And poof.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Yuri. All right.
Crazy. Yeah, there'll be some deaths.
But yeah, thanks for checking out this video. We had fun watching Stranger Things. I'm so sad that it's over, but obviously we'll recap it when season 5 comes out. So you should hit that like button on this video, comment down below, let us know what you're thinking, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss another one of our videos. Eddie out.
Das vidania.